Hi, it's Tegan, and for this video I am going to be sharing with you guys all of the books that I bought during the month of September. I actually got through the majority of this month without buying like any books at all. I did really well, and then last week happened and I bought like 7 more books. So I have 9 books to share with you guys. 2 of them I bought off of Book Depository, and the other 7 I bought all in one go last week. I'm excited to share this with you guys. So the first one is one that I'm really excited to finally own, and that is The Bang Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Rees Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. This is a collection of 11 short stories, all to do with Magnus Bane from the Mortal Instruments series, and if you know me at all, you would know that the Mortal Instruments series is one of my favorite trilogies of all time. I love it to absolute pieces. I have actually read the majority of the stories in this. I actually checked this out from the library years and years ago. I never ended up buying the copy myself until I saw it for fairly cheap on Book Depository, and so I was like, I have to own this book. This book is just full of Malik, and Malik is just one of the best things that has ever been created ever. So like obviously I had to have this book on my bookshelf. The second book that I picked up last month was Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. It's a classic book. I absolutely adored this cover. I thought it was so beautiful, and I've never actually read this story. I've seen the movies obviously, but I've never actually read the story. If you don't know what Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is, basically it's about a young girl named Alice who sees a rabbit and follows this rabbit down a rabbit hole and ends up in a place called Wonderland, where she goes on a lot of adventures. And yeah, I'm really excited to read this, and like I said, this cover is just so gorgeous. Like all of these hearts are like foil hearts. Oh my god, I love it so much. The next 4 books that I'm going to show you are actually all part of a series, and they are a part of a box set, and that is the Darkest Minds trilogy by Alexandra Bracken. So the trilogy consists of The Darkest Minds, Never Fade, The Afterlight, and then Through the Dark, which I believe is a collection of short stories which came with the box set, which is kind of cool. This series follows a young girl named Ruby who lives in this world where most of the younger population died off in this really awful disease, but her and a few other lucky children survived this disease. And when she's 10 years old, she gets sent to a rehabilitation camp, which she really has no idea what it is, but it turns out to be this place where they're basically holding all of the kids that survived the disease because they all were found to have special abilities. And by the age of 16, Ruby's ability is extremely dangerous, but she ends up escaping the rehabilitation camp with a few other people, and basically this series is all about that and their adventures outside of the rehabilitation camp, I'm pretty sure. I haven't actually read it. I haven't really looked very much into it. All I know is that this was made into a movie, and I really want to see the movie, and I've actually wanted to read this series for a very long time. I just never got around to doing it, so I'm very excited that I now own the entire trilogy and I can now actually get into it and then also see the movie, which I really want to see as well. The next book that I picked up in the month of September was The Survival Game by Nikki Singer. This is a dystopian / post-apocalyptic book, I'm pretty sure, and it follows this world where global warming has completely taken over and the polar ice cap has completely melted, and so the temperatures are rising rapidly. It follows this girl named Mari. I suck at pronouncing names, I'm so sorry. But it follows her on her adventure to find her way back to her grandmother. She has to travel from England all the way to Scotland. Along the way, she runs into this very young boy who then joins her on her quest to find her grandmother, and I've heard it's really good, and I saw it at the store and I really wanted to pick it up and try it. Honestly, I'm so excited to get into this. The next book that I picked up last month, which I'm actually so excited to read, is Imposters by Scott Westerfeld. This is set in the same world as the Uglies series trilogy, which I absolutely adore. adored. This follows a girl named Frey who was raised as the body double for her sister, who is the first daughter of Shreve, and her existence is like a very big secret. Like, nobody knows that she exists because she was literally born and raised as the body double for her sister. So she's there to be the weapon for her sister. And Frey ends up being sent into a deal with a dangerous person in place of her sister, and she has to become the perfect imposter of her sister in this deal. And from what I know, it's about her trying to live life and also trying to be her sister as this deal is going on and also falling apart. And I loved this last line here. It says, "In a life built out of lies, can she trust anyone?" Oh, it sounds so good. I'm so excited to get into this. I love Scott Westerfeld so much, and I'm so excited to finally read another book by him. And finally, the last book which I have to show you is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. I have already read this book and I absolutely adored it, and I did an entire vlog and review of this book. I will leave it linked down below if you want to go and check out all of my thoughts on it. But oh my goodness, it was so good. I really don't want to give away too much about this book at all because I feel like it's one that's really good to go into without knowing much about it at all. But I can tell you it's a contemporary slash sci-fi. It's told from the perspective of a 23-year-old, and the basic premise of the story is there's this girl named April who finds this robot looking statue in the middle of New York at 3 a.m. and decides to film a video in front of it for her friend's YouTube channel. And the next morning when she wakes up, this video has gone completely viral and they have absolutely no idea why, but it turns out that the same exact robotic statue turned up in dozens of other cities all around the world. And basically the entire book is them trying to figure out what the hell are these statues. This book was so well written. It is a book which deals with a lot of very important topics such as social media influence and fame and what can happen to somebody through very rapidly increasing fame. Oh my god, it is so good and everybody needs to read this book. Everybody. So these were all of the books that I bought during the month of September. Like I said at the beginning, I was doing so well until last week, and then I just like went crazy and bought so many books. But you know what, that's okay because these are all books that I really want to read and I'm so excited about reading. So yeah, I bought 9 books and I am so excited to get into all of them. So yeah, those were the books that I picked up in the month of September. I would absolutely love to know what your favorite book that you picked up this last month was, because I just love knowing what books everybody is reading. I hope that you guys are all having a good start to the new month. It's a new month, enjoy it. And yeah, I hope that you guys are all doing well. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I would really appreciate that. You can hit the subscribe button here if you want to see more content from me. You can watch my last video here if you want to check that out, and all of my social media links are there. And yeah, that's gonna be about it for this video today. I'm Tegan and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!